Good evening, curlers and curling fans. We are here for our marquee matchup of Moosehead Mondays. We got Team Todd Hill and Team Darren Evans on sheet 4 here at the gauge of our early 6:15 draw. You have James Gratton here in the booth as well as Drew Gratton. And we're here to bring this, once again, marquee matchup to your homes tonight. So tune in. Come on over to Moosehead Mondays if you're not doing anything. Watch this live. We got a special on beer and wings here at King's Club, so we're gonna get all the plugs in here real early. Anyway, right off the bat, we have Team Hill, skipped by Dean Gratton, with hammer in the first end.
Oh, Dean Gratton's right behind us.
Even though we hear Dean's voice behind us at the moment, so once he gets his stuff together. Already we got a couple corner guards in play, so it looks like we're going to see some action here in the first end. All right, they're just trying to open up the front, keep that open here at this moment. Oh, coming around the guard there, just made a little rub.
Taps it undercover.
Taps it undercover. Like I said already, we're getting right into it here in end number 1.
Just Rex on the guard. Ooh. Now, red has 2 buried undercover.
Yeah, we actually have Dale Murray in the rings tonight. All right, Doug Magnol with the hit on the top 12-foot run, just trying to control that control zone up front at the moment.
Right on the beak.
Right on the beak. All right, Team Evans is in a little bit of trouble here at the moment. They don't have hammer, and red is lying 3, Team Hill's lying 3, and they got some corner guards to use there later in the end. So they're going to have to do some damage control and clean this up a little bit. What would you here do? A backswing 4
triple.
seconds on those reds right now?
Go right through that gap. Hit that middle one on the 8-foot. Curl right to the middle.
Good shot left to center guard up there. Something to use later, hopefully. And Dean's going to be aggressive here at this. Well, be aggressive and start pouring them in there. Now, that corner guard could turn into some trouble for Dean later in the end. You want to keep that middle open when you have last rock in these, especially in the first ends. You want to have give yourself a path to the 4 foot for one at least. But we'll see how this plays out. He's being aggressive. You don't want to be where here.
Don't want to be heavy.
You don't want to be deep. You don't want to be back 4. Give him something
Looks like it's on that
draw
blue.
into here.
Hitting the blue. Ooh. Corner frozen.
Not ideal.
No.
Not ideal. You just raised the other team into a frozen rock, so it's going to be tough to
get rid of it without getting out your other one.
Exactly. So a little break there for Team Evans, skipped by Todd Murin here tonight. That's what I find with Moosehead Mondays. Like sometimes there's people, especially the early draw, people have things on the go, and there's always a lineup change on these things. I know last week we had Team Grattan skipped by
Chris Jenkins.
Chris Jenkins, yes.
And a 3-person team car.
Here's Luke trying to use that frozen rock that they just tapped in to lie a couple here and put some pressure on.
Well, gets rid of the frozen rock.
Gets rid of the frozen rock, but that one rock was actually helping you a little bit. So a little break for Dean here. So yeah, that blue one was tough to remove there originally, but now they've taken out that rock behind it. It can go out there pretty clearly at this time. So a little break there for Team Hill. Here's Dale Murray.
Backswing draw.
Backswing. No, this is a little normal way to hit. Yeah. Trying to roll. They're trying to make a curl here. Great shot. Pressure's on. There's lots of places to roll with this too. It's not dire straights here, but by hitting that top one, you're not going to be shot rock. Obviously, that one at just off the 4 foot in the back is going to be shot no matter what you do at this point. So, but he has a chance to eliminate rocks and block up the middle here a little bit. Just talking about where to put the broom. First end's always a little confusing there, where to put the broom. Nobody's gotten used to the ice. You haven't played since last Monday. Probably haven't played that sheet more than maybe twice a year. So
not yet this year, probably. Second weekend.
So they'll figure it out. One thing we have a lot on this sheet is a lot of experience.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
I think he's just going to try to nose this one and just make it tough for Dean to get a second one in there. He'll worry about that one in the back 4 here next time if he still has a chance for it. There we go. They're on it early.
And they gave up on it.
Oh. That was a little bit of a fluke there. I think they'd kind of given up on the plan A. I think they all thought it was going to go through the hole, but they got a little bit of a rub. We're going to go back and look at that again here. Oh. As you can see, it just kind of rubbed the top one. There you go. Oh. And I think it's half buried as well. So. Well, anyway, it worked out great. Now Dean's going to try to play a little hack waiter, a similar line that Todd just played to get rid of that. He's going to try to follow him down, tap that out, lie 2 here. that looks like it was gone fairly early.
Yeah. Oh, just missing it.
Dean wasn't as lucky as Todd was with his. That looked like lots of ice for that shot, but I think he must have got a little inside or turned it a little bit, especially in the first end. It's a little fresh and a little bit of pebble there. So maybe 2 ends from now that would have held a little better for him, but ended up not close. So now there's a chance for Todd to put another one in there and put the pressure on Team Hill with Dean Grattan throwing last. Big turnaround this end. Not too long ago they were line 3 here, Dean or Drew.
Line, and 2 of them were buried.
I don't know what you, Drew. I don't know what you think here, but is he playing the hit on that top one?
Looks.
The
broom looks like it.
I think he's determined to make that shot from the first.
Made it once.
On his first one. Well, he didn't make it the first time.
I guess he didn't make it, but.
No, I think it might be good just to draw in there and draw another one in there. You're already buried, but anyway, I think after his miss on the first one, he's determined to make this shot. Looks like fairly similar. Well, he ended up doing the exact same thing he did on his first one, except this time he took out his own rock. So, like I said, it might have been better just to draw in there. If you're a little short, you guard that shot, and Dean would have had a real tough one to get his one. But now he looks like he has a wide open hit for 2 here. Maybe not wide open, but a lot easier shot than he would have had.
Looks about at least a quarter buried, I think.
So he's looking to probably play board or control weight just to kind of get through that. I think once you're through the hole, you should be all right here.
Looks normal. Throw normal at it.
Yeah, he's throwing it quite hard, actually.
Harder than I would. See what comes out of it.
Looks close. They're working it hard.
Oh, that's a steal of 1.
Steal of 1 for Team Evans. Back and forth end. So just a little trouble for both teams there in the last 4 shots hitting the target rock. They just curled too much on every one of them. I think they're just not picking up the ice early. The ice is obviously curling quite a bit. But I think they'll figure it out. Once again, we have lots of experience on this sheet of ice today. Hello, folks. Back in action for the second end here. Ben Doucette throwing leads rocks for Team Hill. I think they wanted a center guard there.
Been one of the more steadier leads in this league.
Yeah, actually,
Past few years.
Ben Doucette, defending champion of this league, actually.
Two-time defending champion.
Two-time defending champion. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Playing with none other than Drew Gratton here, sitting beside me.
Who was the skip?
Don't know who the skip was, but they don't really matter anyway. It's usually always about the front end, so it doesn't need to be discussed. But anyway, Ben's gonna try to hit those, and I think we're gonna see a little bit of an open end. We had a few guards last end, so this end we're gonna try to exchange rocks for a little bit and maybe get a miss that way. Great looking shot coming in here.
Spreads them out.
Oh, actually tried the double there. Got a little unlucky not to remove either one of them. Just kind of hit them both at the same time. Took a lot of the energy away from it and didn't end up doing anything. So anyway, Todd, Team Evans here with a chance to guard and put the pressure right back on Team Gratton, or Team Hill, I should say. Skipped by Dean Gratton. Travis Drilling throwing here in the second end, trying to throw that guard up there. Looks great coming in. You're going to see teams struggle with finding the draw weight in the first couple ends, but it looks like he's got a beauty here to set things up for them in the second end here.
Right on the center line.
So kind of a decision to make for Dale Murray, who's skipping here, whether he wants to play the hit and roll on the blue or be aggressive and draw in there and freeze on the top button one.
Calling Doug for that's the double. No, that's their rock. It's a bit heavy, I think.
Yeah, I thought he called the draw there, but
just a bit wide.
Looked like he slid way. Well, it looked like he had a little bit of a speed wobble there coming out, and when you do that, you kind of lose some feel, and looks like he tossed it out there a little bit. So lots of good things happening here for Team Evans. You got the guy throwing that just threw a perfect guard on his first one, so I like his chances to be close on this one.
Calling the same shot again, just different areas.
Sweeping it early. This was a new side. He went with the outturn on the first guard, so this is a little fresher over here. But
he's going to double guard to the center.
Yeah, so now you got a couple center guards, so this makes Dale's decision a lot easier. You're not going to peel both of them in one shot, so you're kind of forced to come in there or play the double off the outside one just to get one in there. Looks like that's what he's going to do. He's definitely not wide on this one. He looks like he might have overcompensated a bit.
Looks like he did.
Hoping to move something blue at this point.
Ooh, that's gonna miss everything. Flashed peel.
So you know yourself, Drew, when in the first one, or was he a little wide? When he came out, he was aiming
wide.
And inevitably, what are you going to do on your second one when you come out? You're gonna
try to be tighter, and you end up being too tight.
Yeah, a little overcompensation going on there. So it's early in the season. This is week two
of the Moosehead Monday Might and Ends League.
So here's Luke just trying to pour another blue one in the middle there and just plug things up as best he can. Got right off it. They want that to stop. Great shot.
Right there.
So now, pretty easy decision time for for Dean here at this moment. Dale's going to be asked to open up those front blue ones. Just need to find a shot at this point. So yeah, opened up the front a little bit, but still two blue out there. Lots of trouble here for Team Grattan Hill. So blue's got two buried.
It's the complete opposite of last end.
Two buried. All blue guards, and they're throwing.
Looking good in the Evans team's eyes. Not so much in the Hill eyes.
Let's see.
It looks like it's going to be pretty nice.
It's got to stop. All right, little opening here for Dean at this moment. He can play a little hit and roll.
Hit and roll gets you to
tap maybe.
Or if the button gets you a great spot for.
Or he's still concerned about the ones up front, but you got to switch gears here eventually, and maybe that would have been a good opportunity to play a little hit and roll, a little tap and roll, just to get shot rock at this point and take the pressure off. But he's going to continue to open up the front, and at this point, he's just hoping to have a spot to score one. Dale will be close in here. Dale throws big weight pretty well. Caused a little bit of damage, but still left a center guard up there, so a minor victory, I'd say. So still needed a guard here. The only problem is now it's tough to guard both the come around to the freeze to the back one and the one on the edge of the button at this point. So I think they're just going to try to guard the higher one and maybe leave a little hole. We call them little teasers, like leave enough to get through, but it's obviously very tough at this point.
Quite a while to throw this rock.
Todd has a very deliberate pre-shot routine, I would say.
Is that right?
So he had a couple hits in the first end that didn't go his way, so this is a little bit of a different. He's throwing a little draw shot, just trying to get his draw away here early in the second end.
Those sweepers trying to keep it straight.
So great work by the sweepers there to keep it, first of all, to get it over the hog line. That's goal number one accomplished. And then they were also trying to keep that straight at the same time to guard the blue one in the forefoot. So great job. Dean's got a shot here to get out of trouble. He's going to try to come down, tap that blue one a little bit. Maybe a roll to the roll buried would be ideal at this point. So the first end, Dean threw a couple takeouts, so this will be his first draw of the game. So, and it's a pretty crucial one. If he kind of needs to get shot rock here, or you'll see that his next one's going to be real tough. It's on its way. They're not touching it yet.
Sweepers are on it.
Line looks good if the weight's there.
Looks a bit light. Not enough weight for that one.
So you'll see what happened there. He took a lot, probably 2 feet more ice than Todd had taken, got into a new path. It's still second into the game. It's going to be a lot slower in that spot, so they just didn't pick up on it. So there's going to be some communication from the front end to Dean, and they're going to figure out proper speed for that path on the next shot. But by looks of this, it's going to be a tough one here on his last one. Todd's got a good chance to sink another one right in there, live 4. All right, Todd's getting set here. This is why Moosehead Mondays is not on a time clock, I'd say. Todd is very deliberate in the hack, eats up a lot of the clock. So we don't time things on Moosehead Mondays, so we're not concerned about that at the time, but at this time, but something to look out for Team Evans in the future, I'd say.
Blue now sitting 4 in the rings with a few rocks to go.
Few rocks to go. Todd made a good attempt to had perfect weight probably to get around. It just kind of wrecked on the guard, opened things up a little bit for Dean. So he does have a chance to get in there. I like the aggressiveness of Todd Murin's shot there. He was really trying hard to get a fourth one in there to put some pressure on and just rubbed the guard and kind of opened up. Got a little unlucky. So Dean has a shot here against 4. Same line as his first one. He just needs to find the right weight for this shot. They're working it to curl. Little rub on the front. Ooh, might have. They're gonna take a look at it, but he got a little lucky off the outside rub.
Looks to be blue, I think.
Looks to be one. We're gonna have a look. I'm pretty sure it's just between those ones. The one in the back 4 is probably irrelevant. Oh, they're looking at it. Might be our first measure here of the 615 draw. Let's see. Oh, they tapped blue, so it looks like 1 blue for Team Evans. We're gonna post that 1 blue just because
Official, 1 blue.
official. We have a word from our head official here at the gauge. He's available for all. Bobby Billard is available for all your tournament needs, streaming, uh, umpiring, measuring, DJing, any of your tournament activities. Just give him a call here at the gauge, 24/7 actually.
Yeah.
All right, lots of good things happening here for Team Evans in the first 2 ends. I think Dean would probably feel good only giving up 1 there. It was looking pretty bleak for most of that end. So I know if I'm Dean Grattan at this point, I'm feeling pretty happy that I'm only down 2-0 after the first 2 ends. Just wanted to give a little plug for our Kings Club, our food vendor here at the Gage Golf and Curling Club. They got a great special on here tonight: 5 wings and a beer for $12. It's not too late to come down and see the live action here and enjoy some great wings and some great draft beer from King's Club. So come on down and join us. So two perfect shots to start the end. That's exactly where Todd Murin wanted that top 8 in the middle. Dean threw up a corner guard trying to generate some offense, and it looks like we're going to be right into it here. A little heavy on that one. That's why it kind of ran a little wide. He wanted to draw around that corner guard, but was a little heavy. Stayed wide, but he tapped his own back. No harm done here. Leaves an opportunity for Dale Murray to draw around that corner guard, which Ben just put up there. He put it up there for just this reason. He wants to use it now, and I kind of like the strategy of going in early and using that corner guard as early as you can. You threw it up there for a reason. You may as well use it. Perfect weight by Ben Doucette for that draw around. Just stayed a little wide and didn't get the curl they wanted and tapped the blue one, but not a bad situation yet. Todd Murin's still going to have to deal with that one top 8 or top 12. So I like the way Todd's calling this, Drew. He's being aggressive. That red one's in play. You're up by 2. He's leaving it there, and he's just going to keep pouring blue rocks in there until it doesn't work.
He broke, don't fix it.
So here's Travis. He threw a couple of good guards in the first end, so he should be close with the weight here.
A little kiss off the red. So
Did he rub that red?
I think it looked like it did.
Yeah. No, great shot as predicted. He's perfect weight.
Right to the side of the
Looks
button.
like it's probably close to almost totally buried. So once again, Team Grattan Hill looking at a bunch of blue rocks to start this end. I think it's important for Team Grattan Hill to get in there and get shot rock at this point. They've been looking at a lot of blue rocks this whole game so far. I think it'll just change things dramatically if they can just set one red at any point in time. So I think that's what they're doing. They're playing a little double to open things up. Trying to make a curl.
Let's curl a bit more. Just look. Hits 2, doesn't remove any though.
Yeah, once again, things not going in the direction of Team Hill. So lots of good things happening here for Todd. I know they just drew in there on the first shot, but I'm not. He's really committed to the strategy of just filling up the 4-foot with blue rocks.
Just make him look at 4 each end.
I don't hate it. It's been working for him so far. That red one in the top 12 is going to be trouble at some point, though. It is something for Team Hill to use. But Travis has been his draw weight's been great, so why not use it? This one I predict to be pretty close.
Looks like it might wreck on that top 12 red. If it gets there. Bit of a bump.
Not bad though. That's a guard. And you've probably taken that opportunity for Team Hill to use that red one. It's probably not a usable rock at this point. So, some cleanup going to have to be done here once again.
about an inch off the ring, so if it comes time for that split for extra, anything goes.
Doug Bagnall with the delivery on this one, trying to clean things up, trying to move some red ones in some better directions than they are at currently. Opened it up nicely.
Just gets rid of that top of the house blue.
Yeah, opens up that red one so they can use it again. So now we'll see if Todd decides to guard that red so that they can't use it, or is he just going to keep pouring them in there?
Been pouring them in there all night.
He's looking at maybe a top 8 guard, blocking that side. I think you kind of want to guard a little bit of that red as well, because I still think Team Grattan Hill are in hit mode here, so they're going to be trying to open things up and maybe use that red eventually. But Luke was close with both his last end as well, so line looks good. We're just waiting for the weight here. It's got to stop.
Hit the brakes. That's going to slide to top 4.
Now a little break for Team Hill here. Try to at least know something. Once again, I think they're just having a hard time getting the red rocks in the house at this point. So I don't remember too many hits that Team Hill has had to play here. They've just been on the aggressive side of things. So here's Dale. One of Dale's specialty is these kind of shots. So he'll try to remove a couple blues, and I think the important thing here is to stay.
He got rid of one, rolled to the wing.
Kind of hit it on the wrong side. You hit it on that other side and roll to the middle. You probably get 2 blue and your reds in the 4-foot. So didn't do as much as he wanted to with that shot. But Todd and them are playing a hit at this point, so changing things up a little bit. If they want to get rid of that red, they'll be lying 4 if they remove hit and stay on that red. Working it hard.
Which I think it's going to hit on the nose. Ooh,
Ooh,
jammed it.
Jammed it. So
from what was 3 blue is now
yeah, they had to hit to lie
1.
4, and now you're only lying 1, and Team Hill has a chance to raise that red one back onto the blue, and maybe lie 2 again, and they be buried. So big opportunity here for Dale Murray. Trying to keep it straight.
Ooh. Did he get the double? Oh, almost got the double.
Oh, he got the double. Great shot by Dale. A little unfortunate he didn't stay there, but he managed to get rid of it, which was the plan A. We're going to have another look.
Ooh.
As you can see, they just
Did
spilled
he
out
get
the back.
Oh, almost got the
Oh,
double.
he blew one as well and did stay in the back. So they got to deal with that blue on the edge of the 8-foot, but
did he get the double? Oh, almost got the double.
Oh, he got the double. Well, great shot. A big change here, so they're going to have to be careful, Team Hill here. The Reds are piling up all of a sudden. They do got to deal with that one at the side of the 8-foot, but that's the savior right now. But they want to stay on this one for sure. Once again, Todd's going through his pre-shot routine here, Drew.
shortage of rituals on this team.
Oh.
Very,
very methodical, which is
right.
fine. You want to be prepared. You don't want to get in that hack.
Whatever makes a shot.
You got to have a clear mind. You got to have you got to know what your shot is, what weight to throw, and what your task is. You got to trust the broom here. So here's Todd.
Todd delivers his first.
Not touching it early. Oh, here they go.
Break.
Oh,
doesn't get the red out.
Doesn't get the red out. Big opportunity here for Team Hill. That blue is shot rock, but they have all kinds of rings to hit that out and roll to the middle to. I think they'd lie 4 at this point, Drew. Is that top one beating that other blue one? What do you think?
Pretty close. I think I can't tell from this angle, but I think it's.
From this angle, I would say probably red because I see the blue sticking out of it and we can't see. We don't have any overhead views here at the moment, but that's in phase 3 or 4 of our live streaming here at the gauge. We're going to send one of our field correspondents to have a better look at it for us, but I think this might be a hit for 4 here for Team Hill.
Looks to be red.
What a great shot by Dean Grattan. We're going to have another look here. I think the trick to this shot was avoiding those back reds, which was the important part. What a great shot by Dean Grattan. As buried as it can get behind those that long guard. Great shot. All right, so that's a big swing in this end. They were not too long ago. They were line 3 blue here, Drew. Todd's.
It looks to be red out shooting the back blue.
Yeah, so we had our field correspondent go out and have a look, and we think it's red is lying 4 at this point. So this is a draw against 4, and to put some pressure on Dean's last shot here again, but looking good. First time in the game we've seen a few red rocks in the house, so chance for a big end. All right, it's coming into play here. Looks to be close with the weight. They're working hard on the sweep. No, actually, it might be a little light and over curling on them. I think it was great weight, Drew. Just didn't get it out there for line. So we've already had a few people show up hearing about our specials here at the gauge. Once again, Kings Club has 5 wings and a beer on for $12. So come on down. It's the word's spreading fast. So come on down and enjoy. So it looks like we have a draw for 5 for Dean Grattan here. What a switch and
would be probably the biggest end. Probably be the biggest end of the league so far this year.
So Dean had a draw on the last end, which was pretty close with weight. I thought he maybe had thrown it back 8. So I think in this spot, there's been a lot of play in this spot. So he probably wouldn't be able to get away with that. He'll have to take a little off this. But the communication with the front end is needed here. So they're just going to dust it at this point and see where it lands.
We've got to slow down. And it will stop.
Well managed by the, we're going to look at that again. Well managed by the front end there. You can always tell by their body language where that rock is, and they judged it well.
And it will stop.
So count them up. Well managed by
2,
the,
3,
we're going to look at that
4,
again.
5.
That's right, Vic, 5.
And it will stop.
Well, So big end for Team Hill. Evans and probably outplayed them, Drew, for the first three ends, I'd say. But there's unfortunately they're down 5-2. Um, Lots of opportunity for them just to keep making the shots they've been making and put some pressure on back on Team Hill here. So what you want to do here, up 5-2, you just want to put this. Ideally, you want this in the 4 foot or in the rings. You don't need guards at this point. You want the other team to be aggressive. You're not the team that needs to score point. You're trying to force them to what score one here, Drew. Yeah, you want that hammer back, but you don't want to give up more than one if you can help it. So, but not bad on the center line, blocking the center line gives Todd a chance to draw around it and build an end here. Well, a little heavy. I know they were trying to come around that center guard. Ideally, you want to be even light there. You're down a few points. You want rocks in play. So your miss, and we call them tolerances when we're teaching clinics and stuff. That you wanted that top four, but your tolerance there would have been anywhere in the free guard zone as well, just to use later. So it gives Team Hill a chance to use that center guard they set up and start putting the pressure back on Team Evans.
Can't score points without rocks in play.
Exactly. Looks like this is the third end. Was it fourth end of the game? Third end of the game.
Playing.
Oh, we're playing N4. This is when it usually starts to pick up the speed on the ice, and I can tell that the teams have been a little heavy on their shots the last few shots. So I think it's the ice is up to speed, and I think they're going to have to adjust one more time, and then it'll be that speed for the rest of the game. Oh, all right. Doug Bagnall being asked to remove that blue rock. Once again, you're up 5-2. You don't want blue rocks in the house. If you can see them, you're probably going to hit them.
That's going to stick around on this bottom left part of the house.
Yeah, great shot by Doug there. He's been having trouble with his line there last, I know 2 ends ago. He missed a couple of takeouts, but it looks like he was great form in that one and basically hit it right where they wanted to. It does give Todd a chance to come in there and use that guard. Guards are your friend at this point, so they're choosing to hit these reds, Drew. Well, I think you're down 5-2.
I think you need to hit.
No, I think you can probably draw down to those.
You can afford a few draws, that's for sure.
Yeah. There was a little bit of a wall built up there, as you can see. If you put a blue rock in front of that, it would have been tough for Team Hill to remove. So you're down a few points. Those walks behind the tee lines are your friend. They've been drawing so well the whole game. So switching gears there when you're down a couple of points to hit that probably is Probably in a debrief session after the game, you'd probably go over that and talk about that shot later.
Yeah, definitely in the hotel lobby you could talk about that.
Is that where you guys do your team debriefs after?
Oh yeah, all the junior teams meet in hotel
Meet in
lobbies.
hotel lobbies? Okay. I usually go to Wendy's. Yeah. Well, lots of rocks at the back of the house to use. Are they hitting again here? I didn't see the call. Did you see the call?
I think they are hitting.
Yeah, this is there's becoming a little
They're
like
definitely hitting.
we'll call a little Great Wall of China back there of red rocks. So you put want a blue one in front of that, it's not going to be removed for a while. So down a few points.
Got one. He will roll on. No, he'll stick there. He'll
Wide
stay
open,
there.
wide open. Gives Dean a chance to just basically a wide open takeout at this point. And once again, Dale Murray's throwing, and he loves these kind of shots. So I see no mistake being made here. But I think it's time for Team Evans to maybe talk about it. Dean knows is this rock. You can draw down to those, and it's not being removed unless you had a stick of dynamite.
Generally, in curling games, you don't bring dynamite with you, so it's not. It won't be happening. That. Ooh, squeaks it out.
All right, a little fortunate there. Probably a little wide, a little heavy maybe. But I think this should force Team Hill to draw around that center guard. We'll see what they come up with here. He's planning on hitting again. I think maybe their strategy, Drew, is to hit your way to the eighth end and take 4 for the win. What do you think?
That's not a bad strategy. You can either do that or get one big end and end it early.
We just saw a 5-ender last end when it looked for most of that end that you were going to give up 3. You ended up getting 5. So anyways, the fourth end, I don't know if the coaches will meet with them after the fourth end and maybe talk about the strategy and maybe use what was working for them in the first 3 ends there. They were drawing really well. They had some rocks behind the tee line that they could use. So maybe the coaches will get together in the fourth end and maybe discuss that a little bit.
Especially with their snack break, we'll bring out all the veggie trays.
The veggie trays, yeah. All right. Now we're down to 1 red rock in the rings. Is Todd going to stick with the hitting strategy here that he's employed for the most of the end, or is he going to use that center guard at this point? Well, looks like they're finally drawing here. So this is that's an aggressive call late in the end. You're down a few points. This is the proper call. Looks heavy. They're not touching it. They're walking away from it a bit.
Haven't laid a brew to it all the whole way.
Let's see. Dale's got the over the knee sweeping strategy. Ooh. I think he learned that from Ken Grattan. It's
not taught nowadays.
It's not taught, but you're only responsible for the sweeping tee line back.
Last 6 feet.
May as well get some leverage and lay that broom right on the knee. So I think this is fairly wide open. 3, you can probably see almost all of it. So obviously, just the exact opposite is happening here. Team Hill is up by 3. Blue is shot rock, and they can see it, so they're going to get rid of it.
By the front, yep. Will it stick? It will not stick around.
Not stick around. That was important to stay there. Gives Todd Murin, Team Evans, a chance to blank the end at this point. But they are going to draw for one. What do you think here, Drew? What would you do?
Just blanket.
Yeah, you played a lot of hits this end. This is strange for me. This maybe they hopefully can keep this tape and look back, but you played this whole end playing a lot of takeouts and looked like you were playing for the blank, and you finally got an opportunity to hit and roll out on that red rock, keep hammer going into the fifth end. But you're talking about drawing for one here, so a little curious. Maybe they'll have a little discussion when they get to the hack. Oh, looks like he's committed to taking one this end. His steal strategy for the first three was working for him, so maybe that's. And he just made this shot. Sweepers are on it early. I think the important part of this trade is to get by the center guard. Looks pretty tight at this point.
It's a bit light as well.
Light and tight.
Ooh.
Got it by, managed to get it by the guard, but just wasn't enough weight. So steal of one for Team Hill. Oh, I think there's another shot here yet to come.
We jumped the gun.
We jumped the gun. Sorry, folks. I believe that was last shot of the end there, Drew. I got a little track. You were supposed to keep me on track there.
I did not. Part of that one.
So Dean's trying to put some pressure on him now, and they got double center guards. They're going to try to sink this one around to the top four, full four, top button even. Put some pressure, shrink the rings for Team Evans. Real tight line here. Not enough ice taken there, or a little soft on the release for Dean.
Light and tight for
Light and tight. So now
Dean,
we'll review the tape about 5 minutes. Now, what is Todd going to do? Is he going to hit that one after all?
I'm hoping he's gonna hit
We
it.
were overly critical
Yeah.
there a couple of shots ago.
And what did he call there? He called about 3 shots in that one.
I think he initially called the hit there on the red, but now he's looking at the draw.
He's gonna draw.
He's still going to draw. So
Same lines
yeah,
Dean took.
everything we said 5 minutes ago applies now.
Yeah.
All right, so draw for one. He's going the opposite, the other turn. He just came up light on that out turn side, so he's trying the in turn side. A little more room on this side. Those guards are all on the blocking the out turn a little bit, so he has a lot more room. He has about half the rings to work with here. And I think the weight should be fairly similar across the sheet at this point, Drew?
Use both sides.
So if you're playing front end for Team Evans at this point, you're probably telling the guy in the hack throwing the draw that it's just got to give it about 5 feet more weight than he just had in the last shot. Looks
They're keeping it clean. There they're going.
line looks fine. They're working it.
I think it's light, but and it's steal of one.
Yeah, he's a little light there again. Little because he was light, it curled a little bit on him and wrecked on the front guard. So once again, I think we could have left that score up probably. So we're going to call it 6-2 for Team Hill. Team Evans has hammer going into the fifth end. So we're going to see if the coaches come out and have a little discussion with both teams at this point. But usually, are you familiar if Team Evans or Team Hill has coaches, Drew?
I think they are self-coached by each other.
By themselves? Well, either way, this is a good time to come into the clubhouse. Grab yourself a Moosehead for Moosehead Mondays.
Both coaches would probably, if they had coaches, would say the same thing. One team continues to play like they are. The other team tries to fight the other team.
There you go. I agree. I don't think either team is doing anything wrong at this point. I think Team Evans, like I said, outplayed them for three ends, drawing really well. They just got away from that in the last end there, and I think they can be. They're going to have to be a little more aggressive here. They're down four now. So when you see those rocks behind the tee line, when you see a couple guards, I think they're going to try to use their draw weight, which was so good to them in the first three ends, um, and try to put some pressure back on Team Hill. So there you go. Team Hill's up 6-2. Probably didn't want that out front. You want those want those rocks in the rings. That's good for Team Evans at this point. They're going to use that to try to come around and get under cover and start building an end. At this point, the strategy is pretty simple. Team Hill wants the rocks in the rings. Todd Hill or Team Evans wants their rocks out front to start off with, so they can use them to get some cover. All right, Ben's being asked to come around. He just threw that center guard in the same path, so he's asking to throw a little more weight. Come around to the buried top eight, top four is where you want this. You don't want to be light, or you don't want to be back eight here. Sweepers are working hard
Looks
to
like it's
not leave it short.
it might get in, but I'm not sure where it'll end up.
Not bad,
Top
not bad.
12. Top 12.
It is acting like a guard for Team Hill, so you'll see them come around that again. If you can see the line that's on the blue at the back, if they just drew that one there a moment ago, so they're gonna try to get the same line, just maybe put it on the tee line around those guards. Looks a little heavy. They're not touching this early.
They're gonna bump their blue out.
Well, not ideal.
Too much.
Anytime you're down by four and you're taking out your own rocks, it's not ideal, but they are
Bit too
buried.
much power.
They are buried still.
Too much power.
We're going to spend the rest of the game looking for positives.
Yeah,
Okay. So here's a chance, Dale Murray. Doug Bagnall's going to try to freeze down on that blue one. No, you don't need to be right down on the blue. You can just be around that guard buried is probably fine. But once again, not where you want this rock. What does Team Evans want at this point? Guards, and you just gave them one. So here's another chance for Team Evans to come around, get a second one buried. So Travis Drillin throwing. His draw weight's been great all game, so I expect this to be pretty close. This is the guy in this game you want throwing this shot. A little wide, not curling for him. That usually indicates they're heavy.
little out there, and he's gonna bring it all the way to
Dale's got the over the knee sweeping going. Worked well for him there. He drugged that a long way. So it did hang on. Not where you wanted it though. You wanted as close to the 4 foot as you can to put some pressure on Team Hill. Dale's going to play a little tap on that red. This does two things. It puts your rock in a better scoring position. Probably get shot rock out of it. And even if you hit a little the high side, the broom side, it will open up the back one so you can hit it next time. So this is a great call by Dale. Great looking shot here. If they can get some extra curl. Didn't curl enough. Good weight. So some decisions to be made here. It's, it seems to be like one of those ends, Drew, where the first one to get one in the 4 foot berry is going to score here. And they're just having a lot of trouble all of a sudden with draw weight, both teams. But there's what I call a good miss by Team Evans. They're trying to come around. What happened on this first one? He was a little heavy in back 12, which doesn't help anybody. But he fixed it up. He it wasn't made, but it's there to be used in the future. And what do you want as guards? So it's a miss, but it's a good miss. So once again, there's a couple red rocks here for Team Hill to use to get into scoring position. Blue is still shot at the back of the house, but lots of opportunity to make those red ones better.
Went right. Oh,
I don't know if that was the call, Drew.
that's a good
What do you
shot.
think? We're gonna look back at that. Let's see. Got through the hole. I think he was playing the tap on the Reds, but they might be a little wide and heavy, and worked out great for them. Worked out great. I think they're lying at least 2 red. Not a lot of room for Team Evans to get in there as well. Yeah, I'd say it's 2. So what do you think here? This might be a good opportunity to try to get those blues at the back of the house back in play here. There's a double opportunity here by Team Evans. And if you can make the double on those reds sit right there, you're outnumbering Team Hill 3-1 with the rocks in the rings. So let's see, a good shot here could put some pressure on.
A lot of weight. You need a lot of weight for this shot.
Let's see what happens here. It's tough, but
just get the one.
Just got the one. Not too many. Not too much sweeping action on that one. I think that was actually, had they swept that, that would have been closer to the double. I think they could have held that a little bit, but maybe some communication issues there. They probably could have swept that and at least got a little hit and roll or a little double.
Dale Murray.
Dale Murray once again. Definitely playing the tap on the top one here at this point. Lots of guards to tap that in behind it. You can pretty much hit that anywhere.
They can get by. Can they get by? Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Well, let's. Where's the skip from the other team to sweep that? Okay. Well, he was definitely trying to angle tap that in there, I think, but over curled, perfect little back 4 weight. Not bad, lying 3, and it would have been probably a good idea for Team Evans to follow them down there and use that rock as to freeze onto. But they're going with the hit here to try to make the double. It's still not a bad call. You can probably try to bring those blue ones back in play.
Kills one of their back.
Kills one of the back one. It would have been hard to get anything through there without removing one of your blue rocks, but I think you'll see Team Evans at this point switch gears and just try to score one. I think their hopes and dreams of scoring a big end here are probably over. So you want to mitigate the damage here and at least score. Hold, keep it within 3 going in the 6th end.
Dean Gratton over ice for his first.
First skips rocks, plenty of room here to draw in there. They just saw Dales come in there nicely. You just want to take a little weight off that. Ended up top 4, top 8, even short here is a good shot for
Anywhere
Team Hill.
but heavy.
Anywhere but heavy. You don't want to create a wall back there to use for Team Evans. They've seen the shot a few times now. Overcurled, light again.
They said don't.
I think
You said don't make a wall in the back. What
don't
about
wait.
the front?
Well, that's not ideal either. Like I think that's a second in-turn draw we've seen Dean come up way light and way tight on. So if we're keeping notes as a coach, Drew, what are you going to tell him after the game?
Well, you just got to throw it heavier.
Well, and probably work on that little intern release. I think he's got a little motion there, probably turning a little bit.
Yeah.
So if I've seen it 2 or 3 times this game, so it's probably be something to work on. Once again, early in the season,
If,
we're not.
If Dean Gratton's reviewing this tape, my advice to him is book an ice time and throw rocks.
Dean Gratton is one of the best coaches in the universe, probably.
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
We can go to the Galaxy.
But anyway, so I think if he was looking back on this tape, he'd say the same thing. So when he takes every opportunity to tell us that, we're going to definitely use this opportunity to tell him to work on that intern and practice.
The rare occasion where we get to tell him to fix stuff for his release.
And once again, we're thinking positively. It's early in the season. It's only the second game of Moosehead Mondays, so we'll just share the information and he can use it as he wishes.
That's all he can do.
All right. Lots of room for Todd to come in there, sit on that back. Well, not lots of room, Drew. There is a hole there, though. They've seen it a few times, so it's just a matter of finding the right weight. Not bad.
Far enough.
Not bad. They probably could have swept that, made it curl a little bit, and probably got a little bit better result. Probably would have got second shot. So Dean's, at this point, you're just trying to figure out what Todd has for one. So you're lying 2, I believe. Well, let's have another look. Yeah, I think it's 2.
I think it's 2.
2, and so Todd probably wants to throw the same shot he just did and tap up that blue for 1. So Dean's call at this point is just to guard that, just block that path, change it up. You want to take away the shot the guy wants to play for 1. So the good news is this is the same shot Dean threw on the first one. He was trying to come in there on the first one, but was light. So he can pretty much throw the same weight he just did here. So here it goes over the hog line.
I don't think it's covering anything though.
A little rock come flying from the other sheet there. Good dodge by Luke. So I think that it probably doesn't block the hole entirely. Todd probably has the same shot he just did. What it does is just change the look from the hack. You see that extra rock in the way. It's probably not physically in the way, but it just looks odd now.
Something to think about.
So something to think about. I think there's a couple options here to angle one of these blues in for 1. Luke's lining it up here at this point. Todd's come up with a new idea entirely. A different side of the sheet that we haven't seen in a while. He's throwing it. Usually you want your best angle guy to come down and have a look at all these. So they're going with the outturn tap. Probably if you were really excited here, Drew, you probably could throw this real hard, make the double on the Reds, and take 4 if you needed to.
And they're down 4.
If this was the last end of the game, I think they would be playing that. But I think they're sticking with the strategy of scoring 1 here, mitigating the damage, go on to the 6th end, down by 3, find your draw weight again, and then try to build an end and go from there. So let's see. We haven't seen this side of the sheet in a little while. We'll see. Going through a little pre-shot routine. He was a little faster on that routine here, I think.
Fast routine for a faster thrown rock.
Yeah, there you go. He knows what he wants. He's the 5th end of the game. So here we go. Big shot. Rock is on its way. It looks a little tight to start off with. Well, he's definitely on the front. Let's see if we can get lucky here. Oh, let's see. No harm done. Almost raised him in for 3. We're going to have a quick look at that again. Let's see.
If they hit that a little
thinner, you could see how that could have come
almost
off
raised him in for 3. We're going to have a
quick look at Dean 3 there. Got a little lucky that it hit a lot of that blue and just tapped it up a little bit, but
I don't know if it tapped him up. Did it tap him up
enough to only give up 1? What do you think? Well, we're going to have to send our field correspondent out to have a look. He might have been able to move that blue up enough to only take 1. We're going to have, like I said, send our official out there to have a look. All right, we have confirmation from our field correspondent that it was only 1 red in the 5th end. So he, on that tap, he got a little lucky there and tapped his own. He tapped the red on the blue, but did move the blue enough to only give up 1. So, excuse me. All right, once again, Dean's stepping on the gas, I call it. I think they're up by 5, and they keep throwing that center guard up. Todd this time, Todd Murin was able to get one around it this time.
It's really when they're down, step in their neck kind of.
Yeah, it's like if this was a Moosehead Monday A Division final, I think you'd see them peel or at least try to throw those rocks in the rings. But this is early in the season. You're stepping on the gas, trying to get as many points on the scoreboard as you can at this point.
I've seen a few Moosehead Mondays games where they were peeling Hornets.
Yeah, I know. That's a strategy employed by some teams, but it is a night to come out and work on your draw weight, get a few rocks in play, have some fun, try some shots you don't normally try, right?
No, exactly.
So a little miss there, a little heavy on Team Hill. Once again gives Todd Murin, Team Evans a chance to sink another one in there and lie 2. I think the moral of the story from the 5th end, Drew, is this: both teams had trouble finding draw weight there all of a sudden. The first 3 ends, everybody was making all their draws, but they had a little trouble there. Once again, we were trying to draw into the 8-foot to lie 2 and just heavy. Just simply heavy. The ice has got up to speed, a little faster, and they just haven't adjusted very well the last couple of ends here. Once again, Dale's stepping on the gas. Going to draw around that center guard. Doug Bagnall on his way. So another guard for once again just both teams struggling with draw weight, Drew.
No, that's the story of the game.
So I think when you see both teams struggling with draw weight, should I don't know if they're don't know what their individual teams are doing as far as timing and stopwatches and that sort of thing, but when you see both teams struggling like this, it's sometimes better to kind of huddle up and get some ideas about what's going on with the ice. Maybe it's a little patchy from one side to another. One side might be different than the other, but it's a good time to have a little conversation and regroup and figure out where to go from here. It seems like the Team Evans's team has a case of the heavies, and the Team Hill has a case of the lights. So, but here's finally we got a great shot in there. Travis drilling again with his draw weight. I think if we're giving out an All-Star award this game, Drew, so far, we'd probably give it to him. He's made a lot of clutch draws this game.
Hasn't missed many draws this game so far.
They're trying a little hack waiter around that guard to tap him out, but that rock is fairly buried.
That's going to be a hard shot to make. Or is it just peeling? Looks like a run back?
I thought the call was to come around and tap it out, but he was obviously got a little narrow there. But that is a good, what we once again call a good miss. So opens it up, gets rid of a guard, which you don't need when you're up 7-2. Exposes that blue rock. So Todd's line 2 still though, so he's going to try to guard that up. And
another draw. He just made the shot.
All right, Travis is basically the same line he just threw the draw. He's throwing a guard now, so this should be close. Perfect.
Great shot.
2 beauties by Travis there. I think if we do this again, Drew, probably bring some gold stars and maybe present that after the game might be a good idea.
No, yeah, for production value.
So far, I know we got a few.
I don't know what our budget is, but
well, we'll check with our correspondents and our producers. But I know there's a couple ends left. But Travis has made a lot of draws this game. Early in the game, he was putting a lot of pressure on Team Hill. Wow, what a shot. What a shot there by Dale. We're going to look at that again. Team Hill. So yeah, Rays double, got one off the 4-foot. Lot did leave the center guard, so they can sink another one around there, but great shot by Dale Murray there. Good situation for Team Evans here. They got a couple center guards. They got one in the rings. They are shot.
wrecking on that center guard.
Yeah, could look like a good weight, but just having some line issues there. Dean, I know they wanted center guards early in this end, but now all of a sudden they don't like it. So they're going to try to peel that out. They got to watch that back 12-foot red, though, that they don't run this blue one onto that. That would leave a rock buried, and I think Dean's just suddenly seeing it, that it's there now. That's a better side to hit that anyway, so that's a great shot by Dale as well. So, a couple options here, Drew. You either throw another center guard and try to plug up the middle, or you can try to outnumber. You do have Hammer here. You could use those corner guards to come around and sink one right in behind the corner guards. You got one back 12 to use as well. So you could come around those corner guards and set up a big end, but they're going to try to block that back 8-foot blue, which will just simply leave Team Hill a nose hit double. So The call would be here to come around those corner guards.
They have been drawn well, so just use what you have to your advantage, I suppose. But
Yeah, he's trying to make that back 8'1" count at this point, but Dean doesn't mind that call. So a little discussion whether Dean wants to draw around this one, put some pressure on, or just simply hit the blue. When you're up 7-2, though, got to hit the blue, right?
well, you don't need points, and you don't want them to get points. So a hit is the call.
Dean's. I think the call here is actually to peel the center guard again. So you wanted center guards early. Now he doesn't want them.
No more.
So interesting. Definitely, you won't be getting rid of all these guards. So definitely, the call here was probably to hit the blue or come around yourself at this point. But you're gonna have to watch the. Well, left the center guard. Didn't do much with that shot. Didn't sweep it much either. They could have probably done some stuff there
Sweepers had a day off
to
for
not
that round.
nose it. Yeah, they just kind of watched that one. So definite opportunity here now. All of a sudden for Todd Murin and Team Evans must make at this point. They need one around that center guard, top 8 foot at least.
Another methodical delivery from.
Yeah. This is why you start with lots of time on the clock on Moosehead Mondays. You got a very methodical skip with a deliberate shot routine. This is where the front end would make up a lot of time by being quick.
Yeah.
First couple rocks just to save time for your skipper to get ready and prepared. But once again, we don't have time clocks here, so no worries. So Todd Murin with the draw on it early. Definitely want to make sure you're by this center guard. You got to get one in there. No.
They're right on the center guard.
Perfect weight too, I think. They're just not finding the line there. They're just it's some good shots being wasted. Just not taking enough ice, or maybe throwing it a little soft on the release. But
Could be a crank.
could have been a crank. We're not right directly behind the sheet here in the booth here,
Nobody knows.
but maybe our field correspondent will let us know how the release looked on that one. But definitely, you want to take lots of ice there to make sure you're by. Like once again, Todd Marin had great weight on that shot, just wasn't able to take advantage of that, and then wrecked on the guard. So shift gears here now for Dean. Dean was peeling the center guard on his first shot, but now he's going to put an aggressive shot in there and try to. If he puts this in the 4 foot, be tough for Team Evans to get it out. Even if he's a little heavy here, Drew, you could probably tap that blue one up. So
It looks hot.
And when I said little heavy, I didn't mean a lot heavy. So there
All
you
the
go.
way back.
Yeah, that's
Too much.
too much. As our fellow, who are they? The YouTube guys.
Oh, Sean and Marley.
Sean and Marley would say too much.
Too much. And Clayton.
Yeah, if you ever need a YouTube channel to follow, Sean and Marley, great ones.
Learn a few recipes.
Learn a few recipes, cooking lessons at the same time. But anyway, back to the game. Todd Murin has a chance here for two. Line one needs to find the right line on this one. draw weight's been close. He just needs to find the line to get around that center guard. Give yourself lots of ice. Give it to the sweepers. You've been close on these shots all game, so
You just need full 8.
just need to bite it,
Bite
bite
the
of the
8.
8, yeah. Like I said, you don't need to do a lot different here. His weight's been close. He just needs to take more ice. Here we go. You can always
They're
tell.
on it.
You can always tell by the body language of the sweepers early what they think.
They are.
They're on
I
it.
think they're okay.
They seem. It's got to stop. Great shot.
They're great. That's a great.
See that? See, he just took. I think that's all it was. He just took a little more ice there, let it go out there. They got on it early for weight. Perfect shot.
That is.
So that's a score of 2 for Team Evans to make it 7-4 after 6 ends. We got a very competitive game here so far on Moosehead Mondays.
For the Moosehead Mondays pitcher.
I believe that's correct. I think if our on ice official is here at the moment, we can ask him about that. We scored 2 in the 6th end. Does that get you in the draw for?
Gets you in the draw for a free beer from Moosehead.
Free beer from Moosehead. Get some qualified. Is it the first one or the last one
It's
that
the
gets
last deuce in the first 6 ends of all games on that draw.
So once again, we're going to send our field correspondents out there to see. But that's definitely gets you a ballot. The little promo we have here on Moosehead Mondays is that the last 2-ender has to be 2 scored in the 6th end. So if a 2 could be scored on all 4 sheets, but if you're the last one to score it, you're entitled to a free pitcher of beer at the bar after the game. So that's a little incentive. I can see some teams slow playing that draw for 2 and looking across the sheets where getting an idea where the other teams are as well. So it would make for some interesting nights and some interesting strategy for sure. I know I, for one, would be looking sideways and seeing what the other sheets are doing if I have a chance for 2. And maybe even if you're drawing for 3, you might see some teams play the peel or throw it through, or maybe if you're drawing for 4, I should say, play a peel on your own. So it could make for some interesting scenarios here on Moosehead Mondays.
So all the other sheets are playing the 6th end. So
Okay, so
as it stands right now, if nothing changes, this game will get a free pitcher.
Free pitcher. So we'll like I said, we'll follow up. Our field correspondent will be out there keeping an eye on that to see if anybody else scores a deuce here in the 6th end. But it's kind of fun. Once again, in case you weren't here with us earlier, the Kings Club has 5 wings and a beer on for $12 here at the club. So if you're playing at the 8:30 draw, come on down here early and take advantage of that deal here on Monday night. Once again, Drew, we started off with a couple guards. Definitely this game has had a theme of there's always been guards to use, and both teams are just trying to find draw weight to get in there behind it. It seems like whoever has found that draw weight and got one in the 4-foot first has scored in this game. So more of the same here in the 7th end of our game.
That's more than buried. That is.
So I know Team Evans has been able to tighten up the scoreboard a little bit, making it 7-4, but they don't have Hammer, so they're down 3 without Hammer, so they need to steal some points here.
With just 2 ends to go.
You need to steal 2, either this end or next end, so you should see them just pour a bunch of blue rocks in the middle and see what they got here, and then skips rocks, but advantage Team Evans at this point. They got the rocks in the middle, plugging up the middle where they want it. So you ideally make a few shots here coming in. You should have a chance to steal this end by the looks of the setup so far. So that red rock is wide open. I know you're ideally you want to be drawing here to try to steal, but that rock is blocking your path to the button. So you'll want to either nose hit or maybe make a little roll inside here to open up their path to set things up here. So Travis Drillin's throwing the rock. He's had great draw weight all game. This one looks to be a little off target here on the takeout. A little slid a little wide by the looks of it.
Just a bit outside.
So Dale's going to stay on the aggressive side here. He's got one top 8. It's not buried, but he's going to try to freeze, tap, maybe get that in a better spot. Now Dean and Dale decided to peel the center guards late in the last end, so maybe if this doesn't work out in the next few shots here, you'll see them walk up and start peeling those center guards off as well. Let's see where that one. Oh, he tapped it perfectly to the button. It unfortunately went a little deep. It probably is back button is probably not where you want it, but I think they take it at this point.
Anywhere on the button. Undercover is usually pretty good. Usually.
Jeff's going for it. Jeff's going for it. They just lost the picture. Now gone to sheet 3. Jeff Munn. Yeah, sheet 2.
All right, we've had a commotion. I don't know if you've heard it in the background here of the feed, folks, but we've had a commotion regarding our pitcher contest that we were describing earlier. Sheet 2, Jeff Munn has just scored 2 in the 6th end, so they now own the rights to the free pitcher after the game here at this point. So it's definitely already providing some excitement here on Monday nights.
Looks like a good run. No, just a bit thin.
A little thin. A couple of misses here by both teams. Good chance there to lie 2.
On that same
line
side.
there. Yeah, they're all. I don't know if it's straight out there. They're just sliding wide. I know it's like I said, we said earlier, early in the season. Lots of things with the delivery could be going on, but it's definitely been a trouble spot for both teams. So Todd Hill skip for Team Evans tonight. Has a chance to tap that blue one up to the button, and like I said earlier, that one on the button is a little bit back button, so you don't have to move the red. You just want to nestle this thing up there.
Wide again.
Wide again. There it is. It's definitely something going on with that spot. That was a lot. That was a lot of weight, though. I think Luke just overthrew that. I think Darren. I was going to say Darren Evans, but he's not here tonight. But Todd Hill wanted him just to tap that blue one up. I think there might have been some miscommunication. Oh yeah, sorry, Todd Mirren. I think there was some miscommunication there. Maybe Luke thought he wanted to hit that back onto the red, but I think he just wanted to tap it up, which was the better call actually. So just some communication issues there, I think. Sometimes you see some players when as soon as you tell them they want to tap a rock up, they feel like they got to really throw it that much harder. Sometimes if you just want to tap it to the button, you only got to throw button weight. So might have been a little bit of that as well. But anyway, once again, chance for Dale to. I think they're trying to remove the blue rock. Oh no, are they drawing in there, Drew?
I think they're just drawing it.
Okay. Yeah, they got one shot on the button. They don't need to do too much at this point. They want to.
Looks light. Cutting early.
They are playing with fire here. They got a bunch of center guards that they're throwing, and if ever Todd Murin was able to get that blue one back on the red, they're going to have 2 blue ones buried on with center guards, even double staggered guards as well. So big shot. If you can ever make this, it puts some serious pressure on Team Hill. So let's see if he can adjust. He overthrew the first one a little bit. Let's see if Luke can come through here with a good one. On it early. It's close. Dean's bending down, taking a look at the line. He must be a little bit worried. And oh, just missed it. They got in the way there. I thought he made it there. Just wasn't able to hold. The sweepers just weren't able to hold that long enough. That looked really close. He got a little unfortunate there. But as you can see, if he was ever to stick that buried top button, would have been very interesting the rest of the end. But so big important shot here by Dale. The momentum keeps swinging back and forth in this. The chances go back and forth in this end. Dale Murray trying to nose that. Probably just nose that blue would be a good, Drew. Definitely don't want to hit it high side and make the shot for them.
No, not at all. So we're gonna get a bit of a roll into the center. Oh, yeah,
Great
just a
shot.
small bit. Perfect shot.
Great shot. Serious trouble now for Todd. Once again, the last update we had regarding the pitcher was Jeff Munn on sheet 2 scored 2. I think there is one game finishing the 6th end now that has a chance, but once again, we'll keep you updated.
John Campbell scores 2 in the 6th end to give him the pitcher a beer.
So that was a different game entirely then.
Yep.
So Jeff Munn was holding the prize for a moment there. Big swings on that as well. It went from sheet 4
to 2 to 3.
To 3. Wow. All right. I think Todd Murin is trying to double here to get that one off the button. I think that's probably the best shot here at this point, Drew? To make the double, get that one off the button. You might roll out. And if you get a miss at a Dean, you can sink another one to the top of the button here yourself and maybe get your steal of 1 or 2 at that point. Once again, didn't curl in that spot, eh?
Outside again.
Yeah. Haven't had much luck with that spot. Both teams hit it high side. Dale Murray was the only one to be able to nose hit there and block off that path, but definitely either taking too much ice in that spot or getting a little wide. But anyway, here comes Dean. This is that intern draw weight shot. Let's see what this one does there, Drew. He's been having trouble with it over curling on him all game. Coming up a little light. Let's see if he was able to adjust. All right, off he goes. They're on it early again.
Anchor light again.
Well, definitely we predicted that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Definitely needs an area to work on. We'll get him out on the practice ice here a little later. Fix that up for him.
Boxing lessons must not help
But yeah,
curling.
he's been light and tight on that intern the whole entire game. But it is blocking that guard. I still think there's lots of room for Todd to come in here and sit on that red rock at this point. He's played that shot a few times this game, so I feel like if he tried it, he'd be close.
see that.
All right, clutch shot here by Todd Murin. It's way out there, Drew. Way out there, not close.
No, this is in the weeds.
Yeah, he got out in the heavy, the stuff they haven't used. Oh, still coming, but
Ooh, that's really going out.
yeah, but he
Keep
got
going,
out.
keep
He got,
going.
he got a little wide in the fresh stuff there. Probably had great weight if it stays on the right line he wanted, but got it out a little wide there, obviously. Kind of blocked off his own path for his next shot. I don't think if Dean plugs up that hole again, or he could probably come around the other side and sink another one, put the pressure, some serious pressure on Todd here. I think Team Evans can still come through that hole that he just tried and tap the blue or tap the red out.
This is a draw for 3.
Is this the last shot of the end here, Drew?
Yeah, Dean.
All right, so
one
he is
already.
drawing for 3. He's line 2 already. He's already at 9.
I think he just
4
needs.
game at this point. I think
He just
a chance you
needs.
see handshakes here if he can hit full 12 foot. This out-turn draw has been better for him throughout the game, so I expect him to be close. They're dusting it in. They seem happy with it if they can get by the front, and they do.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So now it just needs to stop.
Just gotta get a hit off that red.
Yes, sir.
That's
Draw
it.
for 3.
A 3.
So that makes it a 10-4 ball game. They're discussing handshakes, and yes,
Make the final.
make the final 10-4. Team Hill skipped by Dean Grattan. You could tell the Velcro sound was going to be on after that draw for 3 there, Drew. But great game on Moosehead Mondays. Lots of interesting scenarios there. So once again, come on down to the club and take advantage of our 5 wings and a beer for $12 and come enjoy some live curling action here at the Gauge. And thanks for listening.